where the flowers bloom and the sunshine glows. There's normal gardens where the beauty grows. Every leaf tells a story, every seed takes flight. In the garden's heart, everything feels right. Es mamo, sing it to the sky. Whisper to the petals as the clouds drift by. Es mamo, let the green roots run, dancing with the daisies in the morning sun.
Hello everyone, welcome to Esmamo Gardens. Today I want us to look at this medicinal plant called orange bulbine or Bulbine Frutescens. Other common names is known as burnt jelly plant, snake flower, cat's tail, stalked bulbine. It is a fast-growing, drought-tolerant succulent perennial from South Africa, widely used as a low-maintenance flowering ground cover. It features gray-green quail-like leaves and orange or yellow star-shaped flowers that appear year-round in mild climates. Often called the burnt jelly plant, it's a versatile South African succulent used primarily for treating skin conditions like burns, rashes, insect bites, and blisters. Low maintenance, drought tolerant, and fast growing, making it ideal for water-wise landscaping. This is pollinator friendly. The bright orange or yellow flowers attract bees, butterflies, and promoting biodiversity. It's a versatile plant, thrives in full sun to semi-shade, and can be grown in pots, rockeries, or ground cover. Orange bulbine generally goes to a height of 1 to 2 feet, 30 to 60 centimeters, and can spread to a width of 1.5 to 4 feet, that is 45 to 120 centimeters. In ideal conditions, they can spread over time to form colonies that are 3 to 5 feet or more across. The popular cultivar called Hallmark is slightly more compact. When planting, space them about 12 to 18 inches, that is 30 to 45 centimeters apart. It thrives in full sun, but it does well in light shade. The orange bulbine is frequently referred to as South Africa's own aloe vera, or a first aid plant, because it shares similar medicinal jelly-like sap properties with aloe vera. While they share similar tropical uses, bulbine is generally considered faster, acting for immediate, small-scale wound care, whereas aloe vera is more recognized for larger-scale moisturizing and soothing properties. Topical uses: first aid. Both plants are used for cuts, burns, rashes, insect bites, blisters, cold sores, and acne. The active gel, like aloe vera bulbine leaves, contain a clear, jelly-like sap, but it is typically more liquid than the thick gel of aloe vera. Convenience. Bulbine is often considered a better kitchen garden plant for daily minor scrapes because it is easy to harvest, a single leaf, and apply instantly. Eczema and rashes. Bulbine is noted for providing a rapid relief for eczema, The appearance of these plants are both different. Bulbine has a slender grass-like succulent green leaves, which differ from the thick, large, spiny leaves of aloe vera. They both possess the antiseptic and soothing property. Similar to aloe vera, bulbine extracts are used in skincare products for hydration. Bulbine is mainly used externally for skin condition, while specific types of aloe vera are known for internal, culinary, and medicinal use. To extract the gel from the bulbine, break or cut a mature succulent leaf near the base and directly apply the clear juice. For larger amounts, squeeze the leaf to release the gel or slice the leaf open to scrape out the mucus-like fluid for immediate topical use. It can be immediately applied to skin burns, rashes, insect bites, and blisters. This plant is commonly used as a living bandage because the gel dries quickly, forming a protective seal over the wound. Helps soothe bee sting, mosquito bites, and sunburn. This jelly sap is known for its antiseptic, antimicrobial, soothing effects. It helps promote cells regenerations for cuts and abrasions. Studies have shown that it can improve skin elasticity and firmness, reduce wrinkles, and remodel sagging skin on the neck and eyes. Harvesting aloe vera is easy. Take your cutting from a plump, thick leaf. Wash your leaf thoroughly with water. Normally, you would have the leaf stand upright in a container for 10 to 15 minutes to allow the yellow, irritating latex to drain. After washing your leaf thoroughly, cut off the thorny edges, remove the top skin, and scoop out the clear gel. You can use a spoon or you can just apply as it is to the affected area. Effectively treats skin irritation, sunburn, acne, and enhances hydration. Often used to improve scalp health and conditions hair, can be consumed, though caution is needed as it can aid in digestion but act as laxative. I will add the link where I made orange juice and aloe vera. Rich in antioxidants. It helps to minimize wrinkles and helps with the skin elasticity, digestive and internal health. The aloe vera juice can help with constipation. It is packed with vitamin B, C, E, and minerals such as calcium and magnesium. Even though these plants are botanic cousins, the bulbine leaves are safe to use externally. While both plants are highly effective for skincare and worth having in a home garden, for quick natural first aid solution, please take precaution when using these plants. This plant is easy to propagate either in spring or autumn via division, stem cutting, or seeds. Simply divide a large clump, take stem cuttings, and plant in a well-draining soil. The roots are often fleshy, tuberous, or succulent, acting as storage organs that allow the plant to survive dry season. These roots contain potential medicinal compounds. The roots of a bulbine are often taken orally as a tonic for treating ailments such as diarrhea, vomiting, urinary tract infection, and rheumatism. They are rich in anthraquinones and show strong antioxidant activity, often containing higher concentration of this phytochemical compared to the leaves. The roots requires a well-draining sandy soil to prevent root rot. This plant is drought tolerant. It requires little water once established. Water moderately during dry spells to encourage blooms, but ensure well-draining soil to avoid root rot. Established plants can thrive on deep watering every 2 to 4 weeks. Generally, every 2 to 4 weeks is sufficient, or in many cases only when the soil is completely dry. If the succulent leaves turn mushy, yellow, or drop off, reduce watering immediately. These plants require minimum fertilization, thriving best when fed sparingly. But on the other hand, container-grown plants need more consistent feeding than those in the ground. Too much fertilizer causes yellowing leaves, nutrient burn, and stunted growth. For potted plants, use a diluted liquid fertilizer. For garden beds, compost or slow-releasing fertilizer at planting times is usually enough. I normally mix my soil with compost. So in fertile, well-draining soil, bulbine may not need any fertilizer at all. The soil feels very dry, so I'll go ahead and water these plants. I will reduce the watering frequency in the colder months. Please comment how you pronounce it. Is it bulbine or bulbine? Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and I will see you soon.